Hi YouTube, my name is Jamie. I have the channel Becoming Housewife, and on this channel we talk about frugal things and sometimes a little organization, and here and there I pop up a video of my family, but mostly I do spreadsheets with my budget, and I talk about things that save money and some budgeting goals, and I show my spreadsheet every week and where we're at, and if you are into that and into the Dave Ramsey system, you might want to consider subscribing. And today I am doing a collaboration on my frugal wins and fails in the year of 2018. And you can go ahead and check out all the awesome people that are also participating in this collaboration below and check out their videos and give them some love as well. And if you are new here from those channels, welcome. I would love it if you would like to be a part of my YouTube family and have you here as part of my team on this journey to financial freedom. Okay, with that, I'm going to start with 5 fails and go on to 5 wins this year. My fails so far in the year of 2018. My first fail comes, it actually was inspired by Money Mom. If you have ever watched her channel, it's awesome. It's called Sensible Living with Money Mom. Her name is Dawn. She is awesome. So go check her out if you don't know who she is. But she asked me one time, she said, how much money do you and your husband try to set aside for saving each month? And I don't know. What we do is we budget everything out, and then whatever is remaining, we put that into our savings. But really, I should be looking at my budget the opposite way. I should be thinking about my budget and showing everything should be based around how much I want to save to meet my financial goals, and then I should have my sinking funds, and I should have all of my other funds based around how much I'm trying to save, instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to fill up everything first, and whatever's left over, I'm going to put that towards my baby step 3. So that is my first budgeting fail for the year of 2018. My second money fail, this one you might find a little ridiculous, but I'm in good company because Wendy Valencia did the same thing that I'm going to tell you guys about. I collect Christmas ornaments. Every year, my mother and I go to Hallmark and we buy Christmas ornaments. I used to work there when I was in high school, and so I started then, and we just have continued this tradition. And when I married my husband, I started getting him an ornament every year. Now that I have children, I'm getting them ornaments every year. And at the time I created my budget, my Christmas budget, I was thinking, should I put Hallmark ornaments in here? And then I was like, no, I'll have enough money in my sinking fund set aside by the time the ornament debut comes in July and October. I'll have enough money set aside for those ornaments. Well, long story short, the first couple of months so far this year, all of my money went towards babysitting because I had to take some time for my pool business each week to do emails and answer questions. And so I was paying a babysitter every week to come, and that was taking a huge portion of my flow money. And now it's July, and if you know anything about Hallmark ornaments, they just released all of their ornaments, and I'm part of an event where they invite me an hour early, and I get to go look at them and choose my ornaments. And that event came, and right now I currently have $90 of blow money in my account, but my husband's birthday is at the end of the month, and I want to get him a nice birthday present. And so I didn't buy anything for the first time, and my family, I have $120 worth of ornaments that I want to buy for Christmas this year, and so I need to figure that out sometime between now and obviously I have 6 months to figure that out. But it was just such a bummer to go to the ornament debut and to see all these things and to know I don't have the money to buy something that I want. And so that was really sad because I've done that every year. And normally I just spend what I want, like it's no big deal, but this year I realized I need to keep it in budget, and so I regret that I haven't thought about that in advance. I'm happy, obviously, that I didn't spend the money, but I need to figure out a way. So I'm thinking that after my husband's birthday, I'll give him all my blow money at the end of this month, and then in August and September, and I'll save up all my blow money, and hopefully in October when they have their next big event, I can go and buy the ones that I want with my blow money. Okay, the third money fail that I have is that my husband and we have really failed at taking care of our yard. It is very dry this year in Utah, and there isn't a lot of water pressure, and so the sprinklers aren't putting out a lot of water into the yards, and a lot of people's lawns are dying in my area, and they look really bad. But the sad thing is that if I just took a sprinkler and put it on those areas that are dying, I didn't realize this sooner, and I think even now that I realize it, I still haven't done anything about it. I'm not being proactive, but I'm letting, so far, a ton of my grass has died to the degree that I need to buy some new turf of grass or plant new grass in all these areas, and reseed it and rewater it and put all this time and effort, when really if I would have just taken a little bit of time and effort to rewater it, I would have saved myself so much more money than starting fresh. And also a huge fail is the same concept with my garden. My husband and I planted a garden, and we haven't been diligent at watering it as much as we should, and we've probably lost about half of our garden. I went out today and I took out all the dead things, and we've lost so many of our peas and some of our squash, and it's just really, really sad. Some of our peppers we've lost. Our tomatoes are doing well, and our strawberries are doing well, and our raspberries are doing well, but we've lost a good portion of our produce. My garden is not huge, so it's not like my family is relying on these resources, but at the same time, having all of that fresh produce that we grow ourselves, that's saving us money each year just by having our own food, and I definitely want to get into that and keep up and maintain a garden at one point in my life. This is just not the year for that. Okay, then following my money fail, my fourth fail is our bathroom flooded in December, and my husband and we had our emergency fund, and really what it comes down to is we had an option. We could have done the basic needs to restore our bathroom, or we looked at it as, well, once we're gutting it out anyway, we might as well redo our bathroom the way that we want to do it. And so instead of saving up money to redo our bathroom, we dipped into our emergency fund, and we took around, I think total our bathroom ended up costing us $6,000, and I believe we cash flowed about $2,000 of it, but ended up taking out about $4,000 from our emergency fund. So that happened, and then it just has taken us quite a long time to restore that, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Another huge money fail is I paid for an IUD out of pocket because I'm on Liberty Health Share, which is a Christian-based health share, and they do not insure birth control. And so I paid for an IUD not realizing that the IUD that I got had hormones in it, and it sent me into awful postpartum depression. Awful postpartum depression. And so immediately I had it taken out. So that was all my cost. And out of pocket, it cost us $1,052. So that was a huge money fail. That was probably my huge money fail of the year. It was just a total waste, complete total waste of time and money. Okay, so with all those things said, those are our 5 huge money fails of the year, and we're going to talk about our 5 money wins this year. So the first money win that I have on my list is, if you've been around my channel, I've started doing a little bit of dumpster diving. I mostly just do it at PetSmart because in my area, I can walk right up to the dumpster. I think they're technically supposed to slash their bags, but they don't here. And so I just can walk up to the dumpster and just grab a bag of dog food, and it normally says something like Best Buy August of 2018. And I just do not mind if my dog doesn't have food that's quite not meeting the Best By date, I eat food that's after the Best By date myself. And so because of this, my dog has a year's supply of dog food at this moment. And I typically budgeted $40 a month just for his dog food. And now that I have a year's supply, that means that I've saved $40 for 12 months. So that's $480. That saved me $480 just by walking up to our dumpsters, grabbing bags of dog food. And right where the dumpsters are is a big area in town. So whenever I go to the bank, or I go grocery shopping, or I go do any of these other errands, I just drive by this PetSmart, and I just quickly look in it, and typically I just take a bag that's on top and load it into my car, and I've done that enough times that I have a year's supply worth, as well as I've been able to give some cat food to my neighbors and some additional dog foods. I'm kind of picky now. I get so much that I just said, well, I'm just going to keep the same brand, and so any other brands I've just given to my neighbors, and so that's not only blessed me, it helps them. My second win this year is that for the first time, we created a budget, and we've maintained that all year. And I also am super happy that we have been living below our means. Right now, I just am feeling, finally after a while, I'm feeling good about the fact that we are setting aside money in case. Now I have a fund for my house just in case we have an emergency again where our bathroom floods, or and we have a fund just in case our car breaks down. And so, not in addition to our huge emergency fund, I now have sinking funds just for these other categories in case something happens, so that we have double insurance. And so living frugally has made it so that we can put more money aside, so that we have more systems in place for things that might happen. I mean, if we own a car, it's inevitable that we will have car problems. If we own a house, it's inevitable that one day we'll have house problems. So why I didn't think of this before, actually I didn't think of it until we had an emergency, and the emergency kicked us into shape, and now I feel comfortable with the routine that we have for getting means built up so that we can feel more confident in our living. The third money win is I have a pool business, and I always have a lot of people that sign up for swimming lessons, and in years past they haven't all shown up for their lessons. And so this is the first year where I have required people to do prepay, and this has made it so that everybody shows up for their lessons. And if they can't show up for their lessons, I say, you need to, I had them all prepay at the beginning of the season. And if they couldn't show up a week before, so they could cancel anytime up to a week before, and then at that week before mark, if they couldn't make their lesson, then it was their responsibility to sell their spot. And this has worked out really great because it has made it so that the people who have signed up are accountable for signing up, and they're accountable for coming, instead of before people would sign up because they would want the spots, but then because they hadn't paid me money, they had no loyalty to coming to class or not. And so I would say that I probably have 25% more money this year because of this. So because of my prepay, and that's big for a business, and my business is small, it's really small, and it's a growing business, but I'm just learning more of those things, which means that I'm getting more of a take home. And so this is the first year I've done that, and it's been a big difference in my income. Our fourth money win is that so I got pregnant with my second child, and when I got pregnant with him, I was on my teacher insurance, and then I quit my job as a teacher, and what that meant is that I then had a pre-existing condition. They called pregnancy a pre-existing condition, and no insurance companies would pick me up. And so I was insured with Liberty Health Share. After that was our plan, to go on to Liberty Health Share, but they would not cover my delivery. And so I did a ton of research, and I decided that we would do a cash delivery, which luckily for us, nothing went wrong. But we were able to cash flow $3,000 to pay for my son's birth. And so we paid for that all up front. We saved the money for it. We had it set aside. And so we didn't dip into our emergency fund for that. We saved that on our own. And that was $3,000 for that delivery. And the fifth money win is that we restored our emergency fund. So I told you that we took out $4,000 for our bathroom remodel, and we spent $2,000 out of our own that we cash flowed. So we just barely restored that $4,000, and it took us a long time to restore that $4,000 because we had a few things happen. We had the bathroom flood, and then we spent the money to get it remodeled. Then we had to pay $3,000 for my son's birth. And then at that time, then we started slowly building up that emergency fund. And as well as building our emergency fund, we started also doing sinking funds where we were putting money into other accounts so that as we were restoring our emergency fund, we were also building up other accounts just so that we have layers upon layers of protection. And so now my husband and I, we have $20,000 in our emergency fund, and that's our 3 to 6 month savings. We actually have more than 6 months in there at this time because we're working towards a year savings, mostly because my husband's expecting a job loss soon. But I feel confident about where we're at with that, and this is the first time in a long time where I felt good about that. Is once we restored that emergency fund, there's just a big weight that's lifted off my shoulders knowing that we have that money back in that account, plus we have protection with other sinking funds as far as any other emergency that might come up. So those are my money fails and my 5 money fails and my 5 money wins for the year of 2018. And again, I hope you join my family if you're new here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.